Hi everyone, it's Lynn Dion from Pink Whisper Designs. Today I've got another brand new matchbook to show you. This one is called the Gnome Home, and this will coordinate really well with some of your other items from Art Impression. The gnomes, the mushrooms. There's also a gnome paper pack that we're going to be using today. So let's begin by taking a look at some of the basic dies that you will need to get started. You will need the matchbook template to do any of these matchbooks, and this will create the little house or home that you're going to place all your items inside. All the dies are included. You get a couple little rugs, you get some little icons, you get different shapes of windows, you get that little banner that pops up that you can place a sentiment on, and then you get this little easel as well. And then for the envelopes, which we'll be making one today, we've got the matchbook envelope template. That includes a bow, a little mini envelope, and a small tag as well. So let's take a look at the gnome paper pack. And we're going to be using those little mushrooms. And I thought I was going to be using that little heart pattern. I will change my mind a little bit later on, but to get started, I'm going to grab these two pieces of cardstock. Now, my original thought was that I was going to have that plaid paper, but I did change my mind on that later on, and I'll be switching that out. I'll be using the same paper, the same mushroom paper I used there on the right side for the template as well. But I'll just show you what I did. I went ahead and taped these down with a little bit of Post-it tape. And then I ran those through the Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cutting machine. And now let's go ahead and fold these on all those score lines. The score lines will be there for you, so you can easily fold these. And you want to press those out with a bone folder, get a nice crisp fold, and that would be the top. That would be kind of like the roof on our little gnome home. And this is how this folds up. The two sides come in, the bottom comes up, and that top pops right into that little slot. So you can see how quick and easy this is. And then the other template is the envelope template, and that has the two score lines on it. So that will create a little bit of dimension for our envelope so that our little matchbook can fit inside. And a little trick that I've been doing lately is finding a straight edge. I like to use just a straight edge of my acrylic stamping block and just press out that second crease. It can be a little bit tricky to press that out. So if I use that block, I can just press it right along that straight edge, and it makes it a lot easier. And we'll do that all the way around, and that will give us that little bit of dimension in the envelope. And that dimension is probably about 1/16 of an inch all the way around. Now I like to wait to add my adhesive, because then I know exactly how thick my little matchbook is. So we're going to go ahead and set this aside. And here's where I changed my mind. I wanted to switch out that paper. I wanted to use the same cardstock I used for the envelope. So let's go ahead and run that through the die cutting machine. And then I want to cut the floor for my little gnome home. And to do that, I'm going to use a piece of the wood grain cardstock from that same gnome paper pack. Let me just tape that down. I'm taping it down on the section that has the little notch. So that's all I need, is that little section that has the little notch on it. I cut any excess off, and this will fit right into place. You do want to make sure when you place your glue, I'm using the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive, that you put a little dab of it right on that little notch, but you don't want to glue this shut completely. So I use my finger just to take off any excess glue so that it won't get into where I don't want it to be. Make sure you line this up perfectly along that little notch so that it will still open and close easily. Once I've done that, let's go ahead and place an acrylic block on that and let that dry completely. Now that that's dry, I'm just checking that notch just to make sure that it opens and closes easily. And here is this adorable little stamp set. This is, again, the Matchbook Gnome Home. And I will have all of these products listed and linked down below for you, as well as on my blog. I went ahead and placed all of those stamps into my mini MISTI stamp positioner I've got some Versafine Onyx black ink. Let's go ahead and ink those up. And I'm just using my Stampendable stamp press to press that out. Now we can start our coloring. All of the colors I'll be using will be listed in that upper left-hand corner as we're going along. And these are the Zig Clean Color Real Brush Pens. Now, once I use all those colors, I won't keep repeating those in the upper left-hand corner. I'll just give you an idea of what I used in the beginning. And I'm going to color in a couple sections of this. I won't color all of it in. I don't want to bore you completely, but I did want to show you the colors I used and a little bit of the shading that I did. And again, these are tiny little images, so it will take you a little time. You want to just take your time and color these in. And I did kind of a collection of, I thought, more earthy tones. So I stuck to kind of the olive greens, sort of like the peachy tones, and some browns and some yellowy mustard colors, as well as a little bit of a smoky teal color. So you'll see that as we go along. I'm going to pop on a little bit of music, and then I'll meet you on the other side of the coloring. again, I'll finish up these two little pieces off camera, and let me give you a closer look at these so you get an idea of what that looks like. And we're going to go ahead and die cut these. Now this set does come with the coordinating dies, and it will create all the score lines we need as well. I do like to add just a little shadow of gray right along the edges of these images, right along that score line, just so that it won't be bright white. I just like to kind of fill that in with a little bit of the gray. You don't need to do this, but sometimes I find it looks a little bit better if I put a little shadow there. And then just at the last second, I decided to add a little scarlet red to that fire and just make that pop out a little bit better, and a little bit to some of these other items. I just didn't think they were shadowed quite enough, and I wanted to darken them up a little bit. So I'll do that for all of these items that are kind of that peachy color. Now I'm grabbing my Pitt Artist pen. This is the 0.1 millimeter. This is a black permanent marker, and we'll just add a few little details to some of these images. So this is really fun. You can really personalize these. You can add some stripes, some polka dots. I'm going to add some little dots to my mushroom table. So again, just kind of personalizing it and adding a few little details. Now you could use a gel pen as well. You could use a white gel pen, whatever you want to do. So let's go ahead and grab the steel die cutters and cut these dies apart, and we'll line those up. Add a little bit of Post-it tape and run those through the die cutting machine. Now again, those score lines will be there for you. So they're there. You're just going to fold on those score lines. So on this one, I'm just going to fold in 2 times. And I'm going to do the same thing for the other side. And that's what it will look like on the back of this section. And then let's go ahead and grab this little one. This is for the floor of our little cabin. And then this one will be on the left-hand side of our matchbook, and this other one will be on the right-hand side. So I'm just folding in those tabs. So now that we have those all set and ready to go, let's add some glue. So for this side, for the right side of this, I'm just going to put glue on that end tab. Not both of those sections, just this end section. You do want to press that out with your finger a little bit. And then we're going to fold this completely flat, both of those sections completely flat, and place that in the right-hand corner. And I do like to check and make sure that it's along those score lines, but not in the way. So if you need to push it up just a little bit, if you just close up the bottom or the sides, you can kind of check and make sure that's in the right place. Again, just glue on this little end tab. Press that out with your finger. Then we're going to press this, just this one tab this time flat, and place that down. And then I like to reach in with my bone folder and just make sure everything's nice and secure. And now we have that center section all done. And you can see that really cute dimension that we have. Again, this one is for the right side of the card. Let's place some glue along this tab. And that will fit in that right-hand corner. And then let's add some glue to the left side. Just that one tab, fold it flat, and place it in the left-hand corner. And then for these little pots on the shelf, you can really put it anywhere you like it the best. So I just kind of moved around, played with it until I figured out where exactly I wanted to place this. I thought off to the left. Now do keep in mind that that matchbook template comes with some windows, so you could always add windows to this. comes with some little rugs. I think there's 2 different designs of the rugs, so you could add a rug. So just have some fun with these. These are great to kind of mix and match together as well. So look at your other sets and see what you can mix and match together to create your own personalized matchbook. And I know a lot of you collect these. I do too, and you have all the sets, so I do like to show you each of the sets as they come out. And there were I believe three new sets this go around, and one that I haven't shown you yet is the music matchbook, and I will try to do that in the near future. And I've already done the golf matchbook, which was also a brand new one, and I'll list and link that below for you. So I'm just checking to see where I want that. You do want to make sure that it doesn't interfere when you close up your little matchbook. So that's all I'm showing you there, is that when it folds flat, you want to make sure it's not along that fold line. So I'm going to place this up front. Again, just kind of using that bone folder to press that in place. And then let's grab that sentiment. I thought it would be fun to put the sentiment right on the flap, right on the little awning, I like to call it, right on that front flap. And it will say Gnome, Sweet Gnome. So that is just so cute. And of course, it's designed to fit perfectly in your little matchbook. You could also, again, go back to the original template, and you have that little pop-up sentiment holder in that set. And I've used that in the past on other videos, but you could use that as well. I thought it would be cute to place it here on this little flap. And then let's go to that same paper pack, and then I'm going to grab this stamp set. This stamp set is called the Whimsical Mushroom Set. And what I'm going to do is paper piece this together so it matches our envelope perfectly. This will just be a little decoration for our envelope. So I'm going to stamp the mushroom part, the top of the mushroom, out of that red section. And then I'll use that wood grain paper, again, the little leftover that I had, and stamp the stem of the mushroom. What I'm going to do is use my detail scissors and cut those out, and then we'll just glue these two together. So now that those are glued together, I'm going to use the light gray and give a little shadow to these. And then I did blend that out a little bit off camera, and then we can glue this right to the front of the envelope. So you can have a lot of fun with these. You can add some ribbon to tie these down. You could add some little tags. You know, there's lots of different ideas for this. You could add a little charm to the front, whatever you want to do. So have some fun with that. And here's where I like to place my matchbook inside the envelope before I glue it together, just to make sure that it fits nicely, that I haven't overstuffed that matchbook. So now we'll just check and make sure it slides in and out nicely. And let's take a closer look at this little gnome, sweet gnome. So this is how it opens up. You just want to push that center part up, pop out the two little sides, and you can see how cute this is. And we have that cute little wooden floor. But again, you can just really have a great time with these, changing out your colors, switching with your other matchbook sets. And if you wanted to, again, you could go back to that matchbook template and add that little easel to the back of this. So let's place that in our matching envelope. So I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please hit the like button and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you don't miss a single video. Thanks so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you all have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.